Oh, hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Al Bob. Thought I'd just drop in here since I'm all alone and it's warm and snuggy. I'm next to the Christmas tree and the fire, and this is my undisclosed location. Um, anyway, I just want to be there. And here's a interesting get your DVD. I know. What is it? Breaking Israel demands U.S. Who's I don't even know what this is called, but
Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. I have a whole lot of Israel updates that I wanted to go ahead and bring to you, some that are incredibly significant and we cannot lose sight of, including war drums beating louder and louder for us to go to war with Iran, both from Israeli politicians pushing us in that direction and our own politicians. You won't be surprised, Lindsey Graham, John Bolton, etc. We also have South Africa officially instituting proceedings against Israel for the crime of genocide. I want to spend a bit of time on that, why it's significant, what is the case that they are making. We have Israel saying they regret the use of a particular munition in attacking a refugee camp. They don't regret taking the refugee camp, just the particular munition that they used in what has been one of the deadliest attacks on the Gaza Strip since the beginning of their assault post October 7th. We have the U.S. skipping congressional review to go ahead and sell additional munitions to Israel. This is significant in a number of ways. I want to break that down for you. We've got another alleged Biden versus Bibi fight, allegedly a difficult phone conversation. So I'll break that down for you. What
alleged, because all of this I keep bringing. I mean, you get all this news from all these different podcasts. Scott Ritter, the Colonel, this young lady, a whole bunch of other really good ones. Jimmy Dore, the Gray Zone, you name it. There are a whole bunch, but no one takes that next step to say this is all a greased track for the human race to fly into a nasty place. This is all a scripted story. Meaning the war in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine, the war of the two Vlads. This is scripted. Russia had a 20 times bigger military. It could have blown through and taken them out. They were ill prepared. Everything was a little rusty. The last 2 years, what we had gone from an incompetent Russian military to a pretty competent one, right? We've given them the opportunity to sharpen their blades, right? And they're just playing with Ukraine, because what I see is going to happen is, as this young lady is going to go deeper and deeper. I mean, Israel has not pulled back whatsoever. And they're going on to wanting to have a full Middle Eastern war. They want the United States to attack, Iran, right? And just throw that whole neck of the woods into one cluster F. And when Hezbollah, which they will, let go of their missiles, because they got a ton of them. I mean, more than their Iron Dome, than Israel's Iron Dome can. If Hezbollah launched everything all at once at Tel Aviv and their port city, it would wipe it out. It would kill maybe 1 million Jews, right, or somewhere. It'd kill a lot of Jews and blow up a good chunk of the northern part of Israel. And then Israel would have only, and I think the thing that would do that is, so Israel keeps bombing things in where Hezbollah is, and not really have too much of military effect. Whereas Hezbollah is hitting military targets, not the public, but military targets, and having a big effect. And the only thing Israel can do is basically go after Palestinians in the West Bank, and let the illegal imperialists take innocent folk out and take their property. So this ain't me telling you. This is pretty much, you can just go on any um, thingamajig, any podcast, anything coming from Fox or CNN or any. All of this is basically story. So I have a sense that Israel is going to nuke first Hezbollah, right? Before Hezbollah attacks, they will take Beirut out, right? And I would love someone to go do a serious investigation of who really blew up all of that fertilizer in that beautiful city. I was there in the '70s. So it was like the Paris of the Mideast. It was beautiful. Not anymore. And they were located, and that was everyone made money there, right? Anyway, until they were attacked by Israel in the either early O's or the late '90s. Anyway, not quite sure. And all of this, all the history of everything is pretty much there. You go to a thing called alternative radio. David Dalbanyan, he's got hundreds of people who've given interviews and lectures over the years. His last show he put up on Thursday at ETSU was a Israeli historian who basically put out what has gone on since 1947. Right? So it's don't believe a word I say. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Don't believe a word I say. Right? And you want to get a hold of me, the dudewake42 at Gmail, and you want to put something in my PayPal, that'd be very nice because I got it all worked out and got it all wired in till somebody screws around with it again. Anyway, so whatever monies that was sent over the last few months, that was just hanging out there in my PayPal because I couldn't transfer it. Now I did, and now it all works. And there's Miss M, my cohort, my animal totem right there. She's always got my back, that girl. Anyway, she's a transgender dog, right? She's a guy and a girl, right? Smarter than me. So it's we're just here it is, Saturday, the eve before New Year's Eve. Tomorrow's Sunday will be New Year's Eve day, and it'll be an interesting time. And from New Year's on, 2024 is going to make everything from party like it's 1999. That 24-year period will be nothing compared to what goes on in 2024 because we're going to go into nuclear war. Not full on, but maybe could, once you start throwing around nukes. But like I said, this is scripted. It's not, none of this stuff that's happened, since the fall of Rome. It's all been scripted by the same folk, the same, and I don't like calling them, I call them the hidden hand, right? Because it's a transnational entity, right? It's not any singular group, no globalist group, no, Mr. Globaloni, no Mr. Rothschild, no minute. Now they're all in it, but they're all like middle managers, the guys at the top. Why do we have the Eye of Horus floating above a pyramid on our $1 bill? So let's go back to this young lady. She's got a nice rap going on.
Phone conversation, so I'll break that down for you. What was it supposedly about and what happened there? What does it mean? This war has apparently also unleashed a drug-resistant super fungus that is attacking Israeli soldiers and undoubtedly Palestinians as well, so important to keep our eye on that. And ethnic cleansing being mainstreamed by U.S. politicians, none other than our great friend, that beacon of moderate politics, Nikki Haley herself. So we'll show you those comments too. But I wanted to go ahead and start with war drums beating for us to get directly in a conflict with Iran. Now, this is incredible on a number of levels. First of all, horrifying that anyone is suggesting or excited about the possibility of escalating this conflict into a regional conflagration, into a war directly between the US and Israel and Iran. But in addition, so this is Naftali Bennett. He is a former prime minister of Israel. Just a year or so ago, he was prime minister of Israel. And he published an op ed in the Wall Street Journal saying the US and Israel need to take on Iran directly, make the Ayatollahs pay for sowing chaos through their Hamas, Hezbollah, and Houthi proxies. Here he is tweeting this out. Iran is a terror octopus. Its arms, Hamas, Hezbollah, and
Now, you have to realize that Iran, again, is reading the script. Back in the 50s, they had the opportunity to have a democratically elected president to Iran, and he would have been great for Iran. He would have been a moderate. He would have been Islamic. He would have calmed all of the Mideast down and given an opportunity for the world to move forward in a prosperous way. But he was taken out, and the Shah of Iran was put in his place, right? Who was our serious number one ally, right? And so for about 20 years or more, he was our ally, and everything was super duper. And basically, he gets cancer during the Jimmy Carter days, and this is right around the time that Israel and Egypt had their little peace pal thing, and those three guys, right? The guy who was the president of democratically elected, and was overthrown by the CIA and MI12 or 6 or whatever number. They got rid of him, put the Shah in, and those three guys would have changed the world peace, right? Would have brought the end of the Russian Soviet conflict with America, 20 years quicker, because we threw in Ronald Reagan, which in essence, Ronald Reagan was the unexpected consequence. Everyone thought he was just going to, blow up the world, but in actuality, he and Mikhail Gorbachev stepped away from that and got rid of nuclear weapons. Had a number of really important guardrails to keep us from blowing up the world. Well, good old Donald Trump got rid of all of that, and then whatever lasting remnants was there, Mikhail Gorbachev, not Mikhail Gorbachev, but Mr. Putin got rid of the rest, right? They were buds, right? And again, you have to realize these people are reading a script from a higher, entity. Like I said earlier in the earlier show, we're at this fork in the road where this little device gives everyone the capability to get as much information that the whole world has and communicate virtually to anybody on the planet. On the other side, this is a basically miniaturization of a spy satellite. Keyhole 12, that's what this thing is. Made in the 50s and 60s, they miniaturized it and gave it to everyone on the world. So there's all of the platforms have back doors. Oh yes, we have security, we're not looking at you, but they have a back door. So anybody who's paying them enough, can look at you. And if you want to see what the near future of the fascist digital world is, go look at China, right? We have a basic, credit score. Well, they have a citizen score, right? If you do the wrong thing, you can't, ride on the jet plane. There was some more little thing like put your garbage out the wrong way. Well, now you have to take the train. You don't brush your teeth right. Well, you're taking a bus. If you go out your back door rather than your front door when you're walking your dog, you're no longer going to take the bus. You got to walk everywhere. You got to ride a bike. You wipe your ass the wrong way. You got to walk. You don't do exactly what you're told to do. Buy exactly what you're told to buy. Be exactly what you're told to be. Well, you get unplugged. You can hit your little thing as much as you want, and no one's going to answer. The Uber isn't showing up. They're not going to deliver any food. Just look what happened to poor Chinese people during lockdown, right? Anyway, so that's what that was a B-roll, meaning whenever in sociology you want to see or you want to advertise or do, what do you call it, propaganda, you test a small group of people and see what they're going to do. So that's where you're at, and anyway. So um, so that's what 2024 is going to be. That's what we're going to see. All of that coming to, and how it's going to come down. So these two major wars, with another like 100 other wars all over the world. The one in Darfur is way worse than the ones that are. You could put, you know, um, Ukraine and the Strip together. There are 8 million um, people thrown out of their towns and homes and are like on the street, living under a tree, have no food to eat, no water to drink. More than 1 million people have already died last year. Um, and these are all conflicts in Sudan that were just manufactured. There was no real reason, right? Now we have a whole bunch of, people fighting over water, land, um, resources. We're really going to have, you think the South border. So what's going to happen is the South border, and it doesn't matter whether Biden wins or um, Donald Trump wins. And so Donald Trump's going to, run, and what's his name? Tucker Frederickson is going to be vice president. And why is that? Because the bottom line is Tucker left Fox not because of any disagreement he had with Fox. No, he was being prepared to be vice president, which means he's being prepared to be president, right? And that's how Donald Trump was prepared. He was a game show host, the Apprentice, and he was the apprentice for that job, and so he is being prepared. So those two guys are going to run, and you're going to have basically JoJo, right? And now Kamala, I think, may be dropped, and Michelle Obama will take the place, right? And as they're running, Michelle will be the star. Who do we have there? You need a hand?
No, we got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. I'll catch you later. Do, 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 do.